else's way.
Everybody, grab a seat. We're a little spread out today because we have a special program. I am Jennifer Payton. I'm one of the board members of Oasis, and I want to give you all a welcome. If this is your first time, I want to give you an especially vigorous welcome. Thank you for coming. Please go to the front desk and sign up for our mailing list. We have an email list and a private Facebook group. If this is not your first time, welcome back. We're so glad you're here, and we hope that everybody makes Oasis a regular part of their Sunday mornings. So we have a very interesting program today, special program. First, we have some of our favorite musicians, Ermelinda Cuellar and her accompanist, Stefan. So she's going to sing some songs for us. We do have a little bit of the way we're going to run things today is she's going to do some songs. Then we're going to have what I believe the British call a comfort break. And I would like to encourage you not to go get coffee and then bring it back into the room, because if we have coffees under the chairs or by the chairs while we're moving around, it's more likely that we will have a spill. So we will give you a coffee break after yoga. But before yoga, maybe just hold off on that a bit. Finish what you have, and then, or if you want to put your coffee at the back there on a table or something, you can do that. So, without further ado, here's the lovely tones of Ermelinda Cuellar.
Hello. Good morning. So it's our pleasure playing for you. We're going to start out with a song called Triste, Triste. Sad is to live in solitude, far from your tranquil altitude. Sad is to know that no one ever can live on a dream that never will never be. Dreamer awake, wake up and see. Your beauty is an aeroplane, so high my heart can bear the strain. A heart that stops when you walk by, only to cause me pain. Sad is to live in solitude. walk by only to cause me pain. Sad is to live in solitude. Oh, what a to live in solitude. Thank you so much, Stefan Bad. The next song is a Richard Rogers piece called This Can't Be Love. This Can't Be Love. 1, 2, 3, 4. This can't be love because I feel so well. No sobs, no sorrows, and no sighs. This can't be love. I get no dizzy spells. My head is not in the skies. My heart does not stand still. Just hear it beat. This is too sweet to be love. This can't be love because I feel so darn well. Yet I love to look in your eyes. This can't be love. I feel so darn well. No sobs, no sorrows, baby, and no sighs. This can't be love. I get no dizzy spells. My head is not in the skies. My little heart just skips a beat every time we seem to meet. This seems too sweet to be love. This can't be love because I feel so well. Yet I love to look in your eyes. This can't be love 'cause I just so feel so well. No sobs and no sorrows and no sighs. Yeah, this can't be love because I get no dizzy spells. My head is way up in the skies. My heart does not stand still. Oh, baby, just hear it beat. Oh, this is too sweet Thank you so much.
Woo, I love that. You can go from dancing in your chair to doing chair yoga. So, real quickly, I want everybody to silence their phones. Do you remember? So we don't ruin our Zen moment by a notification from some app. We are so lucky at Oasis to have people with different areas of expertise and life experience. We can just look around the room and see folks who have given us great talks and information. And so we're going to add to that today with our good friend Suzy Shapiro, who's going to tell us a little bit about her yoga experience and then lead us on in some chair yoga. So we're all spread out, and here's Suzy.
Thank you. I'm live, right? I could wander. Okay, I'm Suzy Shapiro. I wanted to start just by telling you something about myself, why I got involved with yoga, of all things, and what it's done for me. How long do I have to present, by the way? Oh, perfect. I hope my phone doesn't die. I charged it this morning and it didn't pay attention. So, okay. Okay, good. All right. So, anyway, um, I started yoga for physical reasons, for physical help. Just to give you the litany of my body's life. My leg was run over and my tibia was broken when I was 4. I fell off the second story of the dormitory when I was 18. My doctor said, "Young lady, if you hadn't have been drunk, you'd have been dead." And I said, "Sir, if I hadn't have been drunk, I wouldn't have been there." So I fractured the heel on this foot and vertebra. The lights were really pretty, though, going down. Then there was a car accident when I was 20. And it was a seat belt only, not a shoulder harness. And in the Catskill Mountains, car comes around, T-bones us, and goes off the mountain. And my face hit the dashboard on the driver's side of center. And here I am, so I'm in shock once again. And I go, "What's that big dent in the dashboard?" And I kept trying to get to it. This is what I had to do to touch the place that my face made a dent in the dashboard. Things were rearranged. So I ended up with chronic pain, surprise, and balance issues and blah, blah, blah. So I realized I was driving my car one day in late 20s, and I was like, I can't turn my head any further than this without pain. And that means probably I'm a menace to myself, my child, anybody in the car with me, and anybody else on the road. What should I do? I heard yoga was good for your back, so I started yoga with Billy Goldnick, who was one of the first yoga teachers in Houston. She recently passed away, and we really miss her. And then I studied with 2 of her proteges, Lex Gillen and Robert Bastani. And although all of them are wonderful teachers, we are all different. You hear that. Forgot about the scoliosis in case you hadn't noticed too. That was juvenile onset. And so, unfortunately, because of all that misalignment in me, and because I was young, strong, and determined, I hurt myself more than I helped myself. And those forms of yoga were not designed to deal with me. They were designed to teach me to do stuff. So I want to demonstrate the difference then when I finally discovered Iyengar yoga. We had a teacher finally come to town in the early 80s. And I wasn't the star anymore. Because I could do all that stuff before. And they tell, "Oh, Suzy, would you get up there and do that?" Yeah, okay. I had to go back and start all over and do it all different, So it took a while. but it changed my life, along with something that Robert Bastani taught me, by the way. So it's a process, and it's a way of getting to know yourself, working with you. This is a piece of work, so it's taken a long time, and finding a way to improve what you got. So I want to show you the difference just between one simple pose. So I'm going to do it from the front, and I'm going to turn quick to the side. Okay, so this is Uttanasana, just standing forward bend. And I haven't warmed up. I haven't done another thing, but I can do this. Yippee. Okay, I touched the floor. But I want you to look at my back. And I'm going to go sideways. I want you to look at my back. Do you see how the lumbar is going out and it's curved? That'll hurt you over time if you don't have a good back. When we practice Iyengar yoga, that pose starts with my feet. And then it goes through my legs, my hips, my pelvis, then up, shoulders, neck, and head, and then I go. Do you see the difference? That should be enough information, right? This teaches you how to keep your stuff together under a challenge. If you want to boil it down, the idea is to find a suitable challenge for you and see what you can do with it and work it out. Now, the thing that's also unique about this, something just popped up on my phone. There's an Iyengar online class for scoliosis. New ideas. Yay, I can't wait to look at that. So I've taught in assisted living. I had a guy 94 years old. He always came to class late. He did this a few times and fell asleep. So one day I said something to him. I said, I'm so glad to see you in class. He said, well, I don't do too much. I said, well, I'm always glad to see you when you walk in the door. He said, I just come to look at the girls. Now, it was not talking about me. He was talking about the 80 and 90-year-old women in the room. That's who appealed to him. So we all come for different reasons. So that's my reason for doing yoga. And it gives me joy to share these things with other people and makes me keep wanting to get better. So the kind of yoga that I'm practicing was developed by a man named Iyengar, Iyengar. A fella lived in India. His father died, blah, blah, blah. His journey was amazing. He's written like 13 books. New York Times, one of the 100 most influential people anywhere. He's an important guy. And coming from his background, he was sickly, everything. It's amazing. So we all have to try to learn from him. So what I want you to do is, first of all, take care of yourself. If you've got any mechanical parts or any parts that don't work well or this doesn't feel good, then what I would suggest, I'm so glad I wrote all this down. This was supposed to be a very formal presentation. So if something doesn't work, modify it, but don't just quit, right? Let me know if you need some instruction, because that's what we do. We do walk around and touch people. Mm-hmm. But mostly I want to teach you how to help yourself by, this has been a terrible thing for me, really. These quadriceps, I don't really like to use them. So I have to make myself do it. And the way I taught myself was to put my fingernails right there and just kind of scratch it up. And I'm much more effective when I do that. Amazing. You just got to be who you are. So that's another thing I learned by practicing this yoga. So I'm really glad that we've got this set up in this room, one of the things I want to offer you is, like, I am going to ask you to stand up just to start, because I want to teach you the standing pose called Tadasana. And I always am convinced that that's where the word tada came from. It's done, right? You do a pose and then you stand in Tadasana. It's got to be. So, and then at one point I'm going to ask you to, after we practice that, I'm going to ask you, can you keep Tadasana in this side and come up on your toes and not get all wacky? It's a process, do you see? So it's a game. And you can learn a lot by doing in the mirror, and then paying on your own attention. So this chair in front of you, if you have any balance issues, that's what it's there for. This leg doesn't balance well. It doesn't ever get off the hook. It just has to try, that's all. And it's better than it used to be, but I'm pretty wobbly without this little help right here, right? So I make it do it at my ability, okay? Tadasana. So, and typically in yoga class we practice barefoot. It's optional here. If you go to a more formal class, you will be barefoot. Okay, because there's a lot of information that comes from your feet. So I'm going to have you just stretch your toes out as best you can in your shoes, and then just lift up on your heels and push them back. And then, that makes my butt stick out, so, but it gets my legs back. So I want to keep that. I want you to tighten up in your thighs, outer thighs in. Use this area. Now we've got to fix this pelvis and not lose that. So it's like Legos or Tinker Toys. The legs, the pelvis, and then this lengthens without lifting just the ribs, but the whole inside. Then the shoulders, down and back. Take a breath. Now, stretch your arms and make a little firmness there. And stretch it down with your arms and up through the crown of your head, and then take your awareness right back to your feet, because we did a lot since then. So think about your feet again, your legs. Important part is right here in this hip, an inner and outer thigh. Takes a while to learn these things, so just sort of think about it as an idea. Pelvis is very important. It's standing at attention with attention. And then relax. Did you feel that? Different, huh? Okay. Then make sure you've got a chair in front of you just for balance. We want the next, and these are things you can play with at home, right? You can do this at home. So the next thing would be, can I pick up this one foot without, losing my Tadasana? Well, you don't even have to pick it up all the way. I wouldn't do that if I were you first time. So stand in Tadasana, feet parallel, soften your knees. This is easier for me because I'm a sway back girl, right? So I can do this all day long. So if I do this first and build my legs up under me, I do better. Maybe you will. There's more than one way to do a thing right. And lift up, and shoulders, neck, and head. Stretch your arms down. Dynamic. Then you're just going to lift up the right heel. And what happened to that standing leg? Oh, did it go out? Oh, fiddle. Get it back in and get it right under you and keep it there. This, of course, progresses into balance, but if you can, it goes into tree pose and all those things. But start there and see what happens everywhere before you go taking off into the ether. It's a good plan. All right, let's do the other side. So the other side, this is my less intelligent leg. It's got a good reason, so I have to help it. Tadasana action. Get that standing leg strong. Keep your mind on the standing leg. Your brain goes to the one you're going to move. That's just normal. That's a good thing. It is a reality that yoga expands your awareness. It's not theory. You learn to pay attention to more than one thing at a time. Look at you there. All right. And then come down. Are you getting kind of the idea? In a way, it's fun, I think, because even when I don't do too well, I learn something. All right. So I hope that this little bit you would practice on your own and give yourself the support you need to be able to do it, right? And then you notice what you do. Everybody's got bad habits. I just shared mine. You have yours. Okay, so now we're going to sit back into the chair and do chair yoga like I promised. But without that understanding of Tadasana, standing, you would have a harder time understanding how to do that in a chair, right? That was my theory. I think I'm right. So when we're in the chair, I want you to sit forward so that you can have a 90-degree angle here. And I want you to press your feet on the floor. Don't push yourself back. That's this way, right? So you have to push down. Well, it takes figuring out. How do you do that? I wouldn't tell you if it wasn't so. It's possible, but it might not be your first response. And then we're going to just keep these thighs parallel and draw back like you were trying to, stick your hips back. And feel how your legs can go to work. Keep that and draw your pelvis forward now. And you'll feel your pelvic floor lift. We do talk about those things in yoga class. We all have one. And lift up through your trunk. It's more challenging to figure this out in a chair. And I always say it's okay to touch yourself in my class. It helps, because I want to stick my ribs out. I know me. So I say, no. Lift up in your back and think about it. And that's how we learn to get better. And then, can I settle my shoulders down and lift up? Keep those feet pressing, legs working, abdomen, pelvic floor lifting, trunk lifting, shoulders down, head back. And breathe, by the way. Take a breath or two. And then relax. Now, I don't know about you, but that's some work. So the thing about effective yoga practice, especially in the beginning, in any time, you better expect to work. You don't get something for nothing. You have to work at it. When was that ever different? We have to work at it. We want to work appropriately. So we never want to work in pain. But yoga is sensational. I hope you feel something, and a stretch is a good thing. Pain is different, okay? So you all look very capable in here, but we all have stuff, right? All right, so now we're going to go back to that Tadasana action. Press the feet down, draw back with the thighs, hit them in, pelvis, soften the abdomen and lift up. Shoulders back and down, head back. Take your arms to the side. That's why we move these chairs a little bit off center. And when you roll your arm, don't just do that, right? Roll this upper arm in the shoulder socket without changing everything else. Stretch out and breathe. Now, if your shoulders are okay, palms up. If your shoulders are okay, bring them up a little above shoulder height. Can you keep that Tadasana action? Did you forget? It's a game. Can you bring your arms up? What I want you to do is bring them up as high as you can and keep them straight. Don't stick your ribs forward. Keep your legs working. Can you keep all this going? If you get all the way up, you get to lift. That is busy. Breathe. And then come down. And just take a few breaths. I don't know about you, but I got a little heart rate up there. I was working at it. I think it's pretty cool to know you can kind of work hard sitting in a chair. All right. So I want to do that one again. Typically, we will do things 2 or 3 times because we get better with practice. Press your feet down, draw back through your legs, and then bring that pelvis forward. Soften the diaphragm, lift up in your trunk. When I started, I only knew how to lift my ribs. I didn't know how to lift my trunk. And so, see if you can soften your ribs and lift your trunk and let your shoulders rest on that. One of our teachers, some of you are old enough to remember doll stands. We all played with dolls, and there were these little stands that went up into their arms and held them up. So you can pretend, that was one of the things I pretended. And if that's not your experience, you could stick your thumbs right in your armpit and push up. And you can get that feeling in your trunk. Get right in the middle of your armpit. Don't get too far forward. Right in the middle. That'll give you some more feedback. And then can you keep that? Let your shoulders settle on it. Lengthen the neck. Take the jaw back. And breathe. Arms to the side. Roll from that upper arm. Extend, extend, extend. Get as wide as you can get. Keep Tadasana action. Oh, my legs are working. My back wants to shift. Don't let it. And reach as high as you can with straight arms. Straighten your elbows. Straighten your elbows. And the shoulders, oddly enough, pull down. And the arms go up. Breathe, soften. That makes the diaphragm want to tighten. Don't do it. Breathe. And then come down. Gets more interesting. You feel that? I don't know about you, but that's work for me. All right. Then I think we'll move forward, but you get the idea. One important thing is the shoulders in this, because you see, we have habits. That helps us get through life. It's not a bad thing. We want to create new action, so we have to watch our habits. We all have them. And so our habit would be this. It's so much easier. Why wouldn't I want to do that, really, honestly? But it doesn't. This goes down when you do that. It goes down. Well, this is more important than that. I want to lift this. See? So these are things that you learn when you go to class and you practice. You get a whole new different way of looking at how you move and what the effect is. I just think it's fascinating. So Tadasana, as I said, is the heart of Iyengar yoga at any rate. And really part of the object of the game is to maintain that structural integrity and do weird stuff with other parts. It really, if you boil it down to it, that totally oversimplifies, but it's part of the game. So press your feet down, Tadasana action. I'll mirror you. This will be your right leg without changing one other thing. So that means you're going to have to press your left leg down more to straighten. Oh, and then I wanted to drop there, but I'm going to fix it. Notice what you do and fix it. Press your heel forward, pull the toes back. Take a deep breath, shoulders, neck, and head. and then come down. Don't just come down. Maintain Tadasana. It's a discipline for us. Okay, Tadasana. All right, now your left leg. Careful. Push the heel forward, toes back, toes straight to the ceiling. Draw that femur bone, thigh bone into the hip. Breathe. And then come down. Now we're sitting in a chair, and I hope you feel what I'm feeling. It's work. My students now know that when I say we're going to work in the chair, they're in trouble. They say, no, not the chair. But, oh my goodness, yes, because especially when we do other certain poses, you can see, here's the back of the chair, and I'm like this, right? And I need to be there, and it makes you work harder because you've got a measure, you've got something to compare yourself to, right? All right, we're not going to do that today, but it was just an example. All right. Now I'm going to have you take your legs a little wider apart and find Tadasana again. Press your legs down. I always call this sumo wrestler pose. Mr. Iyengar would not approve. He was a very intelligent, amazing person. He was very serious. He was rather gruff in class, but he had a heart big as gold. All right, now with your hands on your knees, shoulders back, you press. Don't overdo the arms, but activate them. Shoulders down, trunk lifted. So you've got your mind attracted to everything, all these limbs, and your spine is straight, and all you're going to do is keep all that and lean forward at the hip. Sounds so simple. It's not. You will have your habit. Press those legs down. Your hips should get light on the chair. Maybe even your thighs. You could do this without the chair. And then sit back. Oh, stop. Love you. Feel that? I call this airport yoga because, I'll do this anywhere. People do worse things in airports, you know what I mean? And I've had people actually join me. What are you doing? Can I do that too? Yeah, sure, come on. Whatever. All right, you getting that? Keep Tadasana action. Feet, legs, pelvis, trunk, shoulders, neck and head. Take a breath. Inhale. As you exhale, extend from the hip socket. Take your legs, go more and more active so you don't hit the floor, and breathe. You can lift your hips off the chair if you're so inclined. And then watch what happens when you do. I have this curious habit of when I'm getting active in my legs especially. Come on up. My toes think they can help me. This is a new habit. I don't know. You just notice your stuff and try to fix it. Breathe. Now, let's do just a little mild twisting. Let me say about twisting. In this form of yoga, the twisting is more internal. When I was first taught yoga, I was just aware of twisting my rib cage, right? That's all I had, my rib cage. And like I said, it didn't work out too well for me. So Iyengar Yoga teaches us, forget about your rib cage. Press your legs down, lift up inside your rib cage. So the ribs don't activate. They're firm, but they're not lifting this way. Would be my first choice. No, don't do that. And then the shoulders have something resting on the power of your legs. Now, when you turn, so take your right hand card to the back of your chair, the seat, and press down a little bit so that that side stays long. And you can keep your left hand on your left knee for now. Okay, so we're going to just turn a little bit toward the right, your right, and then adjust your posture because it will change. So the left hip may get a little light. And push down on your leg rather than push against it. I want your trunk to lift and your legs to support. So the arms are really active as well. And then if you feel comfortable there and you can find Tadasana, then on your next exhale, you can revolve a little more. And keep your chin in line with your collarbone. This is a little notch in the front of your collarbone is called the clavicular knot. Just so you know. Keep it there. Your head will head will tell you you're done. You're not. Shoulders down, chest up. Breathe. Just let it release around. We're really trying to turn the trunk. So if we let the head go, we give ourselves false information. Slowly release that. Are you getting the idea of how this is different? This is what I appreciate about this approach to yoga. It don't let me get away with stuff. I'm really good at it. Press your feet down. Check everything. You know what your habit is. I know what mine is. And then use your right hand on that knee. Take the left hand back. Don't do anything else yet. Just sort of get ready. And get straight and know where your head is and keep everything all together. And then take an inhale and press down with both hands. And as you exhale, let your trunk turn to your left. And let it go as far as it will. And then adjust, because, the right ribs want to cave in and the left ones want to go out. So fix that. That's pretty common with all of us. Some of us lean the way we're going. And breathe. And then if things start to feel pretty okay there, on your next exhale, release your trunk around even more. Keep your shoulders back, head in line. Don't turn your head too much. It'll just fool you. Don't turn your head. I see half of you people turning your head. And then slowly unwind. Do you see what a difference it makes when you don't turn your head? It forces you to pay attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to. This form of yoga is good at that. I was used to doing kind of what I thought I wanted to do, and I had a hard time getting around that for a while. So I had to unlearn a lot of things, and that's probably a good thing. Press your feet down. We're going back by the first side. Press your feet down. Lift up. Shoulders, neck and head. Check it from the bottom, through the legs, hips, trunk, shoulders, neck and head. Take a nice breath and inhale. Get those legs active. Exhale. Place your hands, turn your trunk. You can move your hand across if that's comfortable. Don't even bother with that unless you happen to have a really twisty spine, because that makes this happen more. This maladjustment, the shoulders and everything bends. This gives you a better chance of keeping it all straight. Well, maybe get around there a bit and then see if you can sneak that hand across without messing it up. And then you could pull a little bit. And that left hand should be pulling against your right knee, and your right knee should fight back. Yeah, and breathe. then slowly release it. Take a breath. Are you feeling how your breath's changing? You want it more for sure, right? Press your feet down. Tadasana in the chair. Okay. Left hand back. Lift up tall, shoulders back. Get everything ready. Keep your chin in line with that notch. And exhale as you bring those right ribs forward, left ribs back, and make them symmetrical. Don't lean. Don't overinflate anywhere. It's Tadasana. Shoulders down, chest up. Breathe. If things are going well, move your hand across and reestablish all of those parameters. Feet, legs, pelvis, trunk. Watch the ribs. Don't lean. Sit straight up. And make those ribs turn and keep your jaw in line with that clavicular notch. Shoulders back, head back. Breathe. And then slowly unwind. And bring your legs together. Don't scoot back in your chair. Just sit there on the edge for a minute and rest. And take a deep breath or two and see how things have changed. Something should feel different. Interesting. Okay, now we get into the hips. This is when it gets really rough for some people. So we want to see that we have maybe at least a third of our thigh on the chair. These chairs are a little bit challenging because they seem to have a rise in the front. So you got to kind of balance yourself on that. It's not a bad thing. It's just something you need to do. Now, we're going to stretch these hip muscles, but guess what? Everything else has to stay the same. So, one way to, behind your leg here, there's all of these tendons on either side. This is the inner tendon. So I want you to reach under here with your right hand, pull on that inner tendon, pull the leg up, grab it with the ankle with the other hand, and pull it across. We've found that this helps people that have cranky knees. Use your arms. Yeah. Now, see where that leaves you. Some of you are left way up here. Life is still good. And some of you are lower. It's still good. I wanted to check, see if I didn't move my foot, because that would be wrong, right? That would not be a good demonstration. Right. So then, we have to sit up straight and do this. So, find Tadasana with the only thing we've got on the floor, that leg. Press that foot down on the floor. Feel how it kind of wants to push you back, but instead send it up and let your ribs be soft. And also, I want to turn a little bit, see? So we have to think, not just my shoulders have to turn, right? My trunk has to turn so that I'm squared up. Amen. Thank you. And everything here now is lined up. I think this is fascinating. I love it. Now, the way to get this leg down is to use these muscles on the outer thigh and draw them into your hip. And it'll shoot your trunk right up. This presses down on this leg, and these draw in. And if you can't figure that out, you're probably not alone. This kind of yoga asks us to do things. They were like, what? I'd done yoga for 10 years when I started this, and I was still going, what? It's kind of a mystery. But you stick with it, and one day it kind of kicks in, and you go, oh, that's different. Yeah. And then release it. Take a big breath. That's exciting. It gets things moving around. All right. It's not exciting like going to the carnival. It's exciting in that it perks up your mind and your body. And they're going, well, okay, this is different. That's what I mean by that. All right. The hand on the inner tendon there. Haul it up. Put that ankle, just don't dig this ankle bone into your thigh. It will not appreciate you. Take it just past that thigh. And sit tall. And let your leg do what it does for a moment. And don't ask too much right away. Shoulders down, chest up, head back. Tadasana action. And breathe. And then, and this may be very exciting for your hip already, and you're just like, oh my goodness, that's enough for me. That's fine. Rather than trying to take it down, try to take it in. It's a different action. Do you see what I'm saying? Take this thigh into the hip. Instead of taking the thigh down, you could think, it's interesting, I think. Move it into the hip, and then, honestly, it's easier to take it down. So you see how I'm adding little pieces as we go along? You're getting the warp speed class. But these things build on one another, and it's skills that you build. And if you don't feel it, I assure you, you're not by yourself. All right, release that and take it down. Take a breath. As you go along, and stay in this Tadasana action. So we used to always do this in yoga. Oh gosh, it's over, thank goodness. But then your brain leaves this moment, right? And so if you kind of hang here a minute and sit tall and not Tadasana quite, but still nice. Then you get to notice what happened instead of going, oh, thank God that's over. Different experience. Okay, so Jennifer tells me, I can't do that. I can't sit all the way back in the chair, but you can. Now, this depends on your leg length mainly. If I sit all the way back in the chair, my feet don't touch the floor. And so it's not practical for me because it's more important that my feet touch the floor, because I want to keep this connection and this awareness of Tadasana, this wholeness of me. So I'm going to have you now go into some breathing and then quiet. And this is, if we were in a regular yoga class, this would be the final pose called Shavasana. And it means corpse pose. You just lay, but it's very deceiving because corpses don't do this. But you're as still and as inward as that would be. And so find the place on your chair where your legs feel like your heels hit the ground just easily, and that you can find this perpendicular action in your trunk, just like we did in the beginning, and kind of think back about how that felt the first time and how it feels now. If you're long enough and big enough, you can sit back to the back of the chair. But be careful, because the chair's got a hole in the bottom of it, and you can put your hips back too far. So it accommodates your hips, but don't let it push you forward. You want, excuse me, figures, right? You want to have that tailbone move forward. there's this firming at the back of the hip. Moves that tailbone forward, pubic bone goes up, and that gives you a nice, stable bottom. Whereas if we go back too far, it's not stable anymore. And then let your trunk align itself. And if you're like me and you know you have some misalignment, you take that into consideration right now. And you lift the front and the back equally, and the shoulders rest on the back, elbows are heavy, hands are on your thighs, palms down. If you've got glasses on, I should have said this earlier, sorry, take your glasses off. And then go back and do everything I just told you. So feet, practice. Feet, thighs, hips, shoulders, neck, and head. And begin a slow, steady breath. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, let your eyes close very softly. Just kind of let them release down. And draw your eyes back into your head. And have them look downward, inward, and soften. And relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Keep some awareness on your breath. We're not trying to have the biggest breath, but we're trying to have a smooth, steady, conscious breath. Relax your tongue. As you settle in, allow your breathing to become a little more refined and not shallow by any means, but conscious, nourishing. Where could you release? What could be softer? Be still. Now, very slowly, I want you to begin to increase your breath without opening your eyes or anything. Just increase your breath a little bit, then a little more. Take a couple of really big breaths through your nose. We always breathe through our nose. And then slowly open your eyes. Join your palms. Thumbs, this is the base of your sternum. Bring your thumbs to the base of your sternum. Draw your shoulders down and back. This is just a sign of consciousness, of connectedness, and of appreciation for this kind of knowledge and experience. Lift as you inhale. Lift your trunk. And as you keep that lift, bow your head. And be grateful for all the blessings of your life. Namaste. Thank you. Who has questions? Do we have time for questions, Jen? Not really. Okay, I'll be around a little bit after class. Yes, let me get this off my head and let them
for board members, that we would just like for them to have been a community member for at least a year, dedicated to making the Houston Oasis community a positive, welcoming place, adhere to the core values, is willing to roll up sleeves, help out, organize, and contribute to smooth experience for participants. Expect to spend 4 to 6 hours per week on Houston Oasis, though this fluctuates. So if you can think of it, if you know of anybody or you think you would be a good candidate, feel free to submit that form. We are dependent on donations for what we do here. We rent a space, we pay for childcare, we pay for a kids' room, we pay our musicians, so we are very dependent on your generosity. Tim has figured it out that if everybody who came put in about $20 a week in the hat, we'd be golden. So just a hint. If you can't, that's great, we understand, but it really does help. So that's that pitch. Concerns, CB Forbes is been feeling poorly. He's having some heart troubles, but he would appreciate phone calls or texts. So if you have his number, if you need his number, let me know, and I can give that to you. He is wanting to be involved. He just can't get here. So, but he still wants to be involved in the community. So he would appreciate some connecting with folks if y'all are able to do that. Tomorrow is Andrew's birthday. Happy birthday, early. Anybody else have any concerns or celebrations we need to know about? Nope. Okay. Then we are going to hear from Ermelinda and Stefan for a couple more songs.
There was a boy, a very strange, enchanting boy. They say he traveled very far, over land and sea. A little shy, but very sad of eye, but very wise was he. And then one day, one magic day, he came my way, and we spoke of many things, fools and kings, and this is what he said to me. The greatest thing that you'll ever learn is just to love, be loved in return. magic day came my way, and we spoke of many things, fools and kings, and this is what he said to me. The greatest thing that you'll ever learn is just to love and be loved in return. Being loved in return. Thank you. Our day will come and we'll have everything. We'll share the joy. Falling in love can bring. No one can tell me that I'm too young to know that I love you so and you love me. Our day will come if we just wait a while and all won't take us for us. Think love and wear a smile. Our dreams have magic because they'll always stay in love this way. Our day will come. And our day will come if we just wait a while and no more tears for us. Think love and wear a smile. Our dreams have magic because we'll always know that I love you so and you love me. Our day will come if we just wait a while. No more tears for us, 'cause we'll think of love and we'll wear a smile. Our dreams have magic because they'll always stay in love this way. Our day will come. Oh, our day will come.
So we are so lucky that you two have not taken yourself off to New York or LA. We are so blessed to have you here in Houston and even more lucky to have you here at Oasis. Thank you so, so much. It's always just pitch perfect. Thank you. Lunch today will be at Tien on San Jacinto. It's in the program. It's Vietnamese sandwiches and other Vietnamese food, so it's really great. Hope y'all can make it, and the parking is easy. So today was pretty zen, although I gotta say, it was really interesting to find out how stiff your back is just by trying to twist in a chair. So I know what I need to work on. So I'm going to end today with to keep with the Zen, with a little poetry. This is Allow by Dana Faulds. There is no controlling life. Try corralling a lightning bolt containing a tornado. Dam a stream and it will create a new channel. Resist and the tide will sweep you off your feet. Allow, and grace will carry you to higher ground. The only safety lies in letting it all in, the wild and the weak, fear, fantasies, failures, and success. When loss rips off the doors of the heart, or sadness veils your vision with despair, practice becomes simply bearing the truth. In the choice to let go of your known way of being, the whole world is revealed to your new eyes. Go in peace, guys.